So, good afternoon, everybody. So, one more wonderful day in our life, one more fantastic day. So, one more day to study the costing, right? So, if you see, my
Yes,
dear friends, in last class, we have seen so many things regarding costing. We have understood the few words which are related to costing, like cost, costing, cost accounting, cost accountancy. The amount of expenditure is called as cost. The recording of cost is costing. The recording, classifying, summarizing is called as cost accounting. Using this cost accounting for decision making purposes and assisting management for decision making is cost accountancy. Then we went ahead to see the importance of cost accounting. Total five importances: management, workers, creditors, government, and general public. Then we have seen the five objectives of costing, in which the main objective being cost control and
exactly.
cost reduction. Reducing something is cost reduction. Keeping it there itself is called as cost control. Next, we have seen the three elements of cost: material, labor, and expenses. Material further bifurcated into two parts. Labor further bifurcated into two parts. Expenses further bifurcated into two parts. Direct expenses is also called as chargeable expenses. Direct material, direct labor, direct expenses. Together we call it as prime cost. Indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expenses. Together we call them as overheads. Next, we have further classified overheads into four parts: production, admin, selling, and distribution. Next, we have started with cost sheet. We have seen the format of cost sheet. First, we have direct material, direct labor, direct expenses. Together become prime cost. Prime cost plus factory overhead will give you gross factory cost. Gross factory cost to add opening stock of WIP plus closing stock of WIP, you'll get net factory cost. Then administration overhead, if you add, you'll get cost of production. For this cost of production, you add opening stock of finished goods plus closing stock of finished goods, you get COGS, COGS. Then for this add selling and distribution expenses, you get cost of sales. Then you add profit, you'll get balancing figure sales. Okay. Now I said you there are few items what we don't consider in costing. Why you won't consider these items in costing? Because if you consider these items in costing, they lead to cost differentiation. That's the reason these are the items which you are not supposed to consider in costing. So these are the things what we have done in our last session. I guess first 4 to 5 illustrations also we have done. Now today what we'll do is that today we'll complete the entire cost sheet part and we'll start with classifications of cost. So tomorrow I'll complete classifications of cost and few theory part, so that by day after tomorrow, that is by Saturday, I can close the costing class. Okay. So that's all, everybody. Let's start the session now. Shalom. Let me open this. Illustration 3 is done, 4 is done, 5 is done, 6 is done. No, 6 is not yet done. 6 I have to do. I guess I have done it in other session, but in your session I haven't done the 6. Don't worry, we'll do the 6, not at all an issue. Now, see the second 7th one. From the following information, prepare a statement showing expenses which would disregard in estimate costs. Which would disregard. What do you mean by disregard? Which will not be considered. Which will not be considered. Okay. Rent. Which useless fellow will not consider rent? We will consider rent, no? Insurance of office. Yes, insurance office will also be considered. Bad debts. Nonsense. Bad debts will not be considered. The customer did not pay. One customer did not pay. When one customer did not pay, you will charge that amount to other customers? Nonsense. Next. Discount allowed? Yes, we'll consider it is selling expenses. Bank charges? Yes, we'll consider it is related to administration expenses. Donations? Do we consider donations? No, we don't consider donations. How much is donations? 150. Discount allowed 300. Now, we are not sure whether this a discount allowed is what we call towards what we call towards product or towards any other thing. Generally, discount allowed, what we'll do is that we'll reduce from sales. Okay. But however, let us assume that in costing, we are not considering, no, we are reducing from sales where we are considering cost. Discount allowed will be reduced from sales. It will not be taken in cost. So discount allowed 300. Total 650. Okay. First, bad debts we won't consider. It is like one customer did not pay. Will you tell the other customer to pay that amount? No. Donations we will not consider. Discount allowed, you will not consider in costing. Rather, you will do sales minus discount allowed to get net sales. So total, this much is the amount which we will not consider. Yes, 650 is the answer. Okay, donations, discount allowed, and bad debts. Next, calculate the amount of direct material. Now, quite a simple question, my dear friends. Is asking you to calculate the amount of direct material. How will you calculate? Direct material plus direct labor. Direct expenses is not given. You will get prime cost. How much is prime cost? 50,000. How much is direct labor? 70 percentage of prime cost. So what is 70 percentage of 50,000? That is 35,000.
35,000.
Yes, perfect. 35,000. So this is the balancing figure. X plus 35,000 is equals to 50,000. So X is equals to 50,000 minus 35,000, which is nothing but 15,000. Okay, quite a simple sums. All these things are no special complications. You'll see the real complications when you come to CMA Inter. These all are chiller sums. Next, direct material cost is 80,000. Direct labor cost is 60,000. Factory overhead is 90,000. Beginning goods in process is 15,000. The cost of goods manufactured is 45,000. What is the cost assigned to ending goods in the process? Let's see what is the cost assigned to ending goods in the process. Now, how much is direct material?
80,000.
80,000. How much is direct labor? 60,000. So what is PC prime cost? 80 plus 60, which is 140.
1,40,000.
1,40,000. For this, I'll add factory overhead, which is 90,000. You will get gross factory cost. Here, there is nothing called as beginning goods in the process. Okay. So you will get gross factory cost 2,30,000. Add opening stock of finished opening stock of WIP minus closing stock of WIP. You will get gross, you will get what we call works cost, or you'll get net factory cost. Next, for net factory cost, you add administration expenses or administration overhead. You will get cost of production. Cost of production is given as 2,45,000. Anywhere in the question, administration overhead is given, my dear friends? Nowhere in the question, administration overhead is given. Yes, it happens sometimes. What is wrong in that? There are many companies in this world which organize without any administration department. So net factory cost is 2,45,000. Opening stock of WIP is given 15,000. Closing stock of WIP is not given in the question. So can I say 2,30,000 plus 15,000 minus X is equals to 2,45,000. Let's send X here. Let's send 2,45,000 here. 2,45,000 minus 2,45,000 is equals to X, which is equals to Sunna, a big Sunna, 0. Means can I say that the cost assigned to ending process, the cost assigned to ending process is 0? Let's see what he's saying. the cost of manufactured goods is 2,45,000. So there will be no closing goods. Okay. How much you got closing goods as? We got a big zero, a big anda we got. So therefore, there are no closing goods, my dear friends. Okay. Is it clear, everybody? Shall we
Yes, sir.
proceed? Yeah. Next. This is the big dabba question. Now, finished goods is given, opening inventory is given, next closing inventory is given, COGS is given. Now, how will you plan this? For for cost of production, if you add opening stock of finished goods and if you reduce closing stock of finished goods, then you will get cost of goods sold, COGS. He's saying cost of goods sold is 1,90,000. Opening stock of finished goods is 30,000. Closing stock of finished goods is 50,000. This is missing. So can I frame an equation like this, my dear friends? X plus 30,000 minus 50,000 is equals to 1,90,000. Let's take all the variables to right hand side. X is equals to 1,90,000 plus 50,000 minus 30,000, which is 2,10,000. Okay, quite simple sums, no special complications here. Just is testing you the basic cost sheet format what you have learned. No special things is testing you, my dear friends. Just the basic cost sheet format what we have learned is being tested here. So cost of production is 2,10,000. Okay. Now, next questions are important. All these are dabba dabba questions. Next two questions are important. Next three questions are important. No, next all questions are important. Sir, what you're talking? I'm not talking anything. Next all questions are important. Now see this illustration number 11, a beautiful illustration. Now from these illustration number 11, expect one question in the examination. For sure, 11, 12, 13, 1, 2. You are supposed to expect one question in the examination. Prepare a statement of cost from the following data to show material consumed, prime cost, factory cost, COGS, etc. Okay. Raw material, work in progress, finished goods. My dear friends, these three are opening. And my dear friends, these three are closing. Okay. Next, purchases, wages, factory overhead, administration overhead, selling and distribution overhead, sales. What he's asking you to compute? Prime cost, factory cost, COGS, profit. Let's do this. Statement of cost and profit. Three columns I'll keep: particulars, amount column, and amount column. First, what you'll write, my dear friends. First, we will write regarding direct material consumed, right? That's how the hierarchy goes on. First, let's go for direct material consumed. Direct material consumed. How will you get the direct material consumed? I hope you do remember the approach. Opening stock of finished goods plus purchases minus, sorry, opening stock of raw material plus purchases minus closing stock of raw material. Opening stock of raw material plus purchases of raw material minus closing stock of raw material. How much is opening stock of raw material? Let me tackle it around 24,000. Sorry, 60,000. That is WIP,
60,000.
what I have written. 60,000. This one, 60,000. Next, purchases of material, 9 lakhs. Next, closing stock of material, 50,000. So 60,000 plus 9 lakh, 9 lakh 60 minus 50,000, 9 lakh
9 lakh.
10,000. 9 lakh 10,000. So we completed direct material related things. Next, so purchase is done, raw material is done. Next, wages, that is direct labor. Direct labor. Labor, how much? 5 lakhs. So there is no direct expenses. So this is going to be your PC, prime cost. 14 lakh 10,000. Next, after this, we have factory overheads. Let's add factory overheads. Add factory overheads. How much is our factory overheads?
2
2
lakhs.
lakhs. Fine, perfect. So you will get gross factory cost. Don't forget this. Gross factory cost. 16 lakh 10,000. I guess, my dear friends, for this gross factory cost, you'll add the adjustment of opening stock of WIP and you'll reduce closing stock of WIP. Add opening stock of WIP WIP. How much is this? 24,000 and 30,000 respectively. 24,000 minus closing stock of WIP, 30,000. So we have done these beautiful adjustments. We get something called as net factory cost. Net factory cost, which comes to around 1610
16
plus
lakhs.
24 minus 30, 16 lakh 4,000.
4,000.
Yes, 16 lakh 4,000. Okay, so for this net factory cost, we'll add administration overhead, which is of 50,000. And admin overheads, which is of 50,000. So we get 16 lakh 54,000. This is called as your cost of production. He's asking you to show all the things separately, right? So we are showing all the things specially. For this cost of production, we add opening stock of finished goods. You will reduce closing stock of finished goods. Quite simple question, my dear friends. Just you are copying the cost sheet and you are placing. That's it, right? No special things is being done here. You are doing copy paste of cost sheet. That's it. 1,20,000 and 1,10,000. So next question, I expect you to solve 1,20,000 and 1,10,000, which is 16,64,000, which is your cost of goods sold. Next, last two items are left: selling and distribution, sales. If you add selling and distribution, you get cost of sales. Add selling and distribution expenses. Instead of saying expenses, better to say overheads. 30,000, which comes to 16,94,000, which is your cost of sales. At last, add profit, which is being a balancing figure. You're going to get something called as sales, which is 20 lakhs. So balance is supposed to be 3,06,000. This is your balancing figure. Okay. So if you see, my dear friends, carefully, what all he's asking you to show. He's asking you to show prime cost. Yes, this is what our prime cost is. Next, he's asking you to show factory cost. That is net factory cost. And this is where I have shown the net factory cost. Next, he's asking you to show COGS. This is your COGS COGS. This is your profit. So this is how MCQ will be asked, my dear friends. He'll give you a big cost sheet. He'll give you the entire pro forma. He'll give you everything. And he'll ask you all these items to be shown. Okay. This is how a cost sheet can be done. And this is a beautiful method of presentation. Okay. Now, illustration number 12. Quite easy illustration. No specific thing in this illustration number 12. But there are some things which you don't consider in this illustration number 12. That's what you are supposed to note when solving illustration number 12. Let's read that illustration number 12, what he's saying. He is saying stock of finished goods, stock of raw material, and stock of work in progress. See, this is given on 1/1/2001. This is given on 1/1/2001. So these three items comprise of opening stock. Okay. Next. So till here you have opening stock. And the same way here also some stocks are given. So these three comprise of closing stock. Okay. Next, purchase of raw materials, carriage inwards. Carriage inwards, it's a part of direct material. Wages, works manager salary. Okay. Factory employee salary. These three things form part of direct labor. Next, factory rent, factory overheads, replacement of machinery, power expenses, other production expenses. These four form part of production overheads, or rather I can say factory overheads, right? Next, general expenses, it forms part of admin overheads. Sales for the year is given. Will you consider income tax? No.
No, sir.
Will you consider dividend? No.
No, sir.
Yes. Will you consider debenture? No. Will you consider goodwill? No. You won't
No, sir.
consider all these things. Okay. Yes. Perfect. No. Selling expenses, it's a part of selling overheads. Okay. Quite simple question, my dear friends. First, everything we have adjusted. Let's just check the answer. How the answer is given. First, opening stock of raw materials, add purchases, less closing stock. For this, he has added carriage inwards. You are going to get something called as raw material consumed. Okay, as I said, you right, carriage inwards is going to be a form of your stock itself. Next, then he has added wages. Okay, 1,75,000. If you want, you can add them as direct labor, or only wages you can show it as direct labor. These two things you can show it as indirect labor. That is, if you show them as indirect labor, they form part of factory overhead. However, they are indirect labor only. It's my bad that I've taken that as direct labor. Let's better take it as indirect labor only. I by mistake I've taken it as direct labor. So if you see these all things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you think a replacement of machinery will come? You are replacing a machinery. It's a capital expense. Do you think capital expense will come in cost sheet? Or leave it in cost sheet? Will it come in P&L account? Do you write purchase of machinery in P&L account or balance sheet? I guess purchase of machinery will be written in balance sheet, right? Not P&L account. So this expense is a nonsense expense, replacement of machinery. It's a capital expense, so let's not consider that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expenses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expenses. Okay. Added opening stock of WIP less closing stock of WIP, you got works cost. General expenses is nothing but administration expenses. Add opening stock of finished goods less closing stock of finished goods, you will get COGS. Selling expenses. Here is given selling expenses. You will get cost of sales and profit. Quite simple question. Just you need to see what items are supposed to be ignored here. Okay. Next. Illustration number 13. Raw material consumed. Directly he gave. Direct labor charges, machine hours worked and machine hour rate. This is called as concept of absorption, which you learn in your CMA Inter or CMA Final. Both the places exhaustively used. As of now, just remember when a question is given like this, machine hours worked and machine hour rate, multiply this both, 900 into 5, which is 4,500. This is supposed to be your factory overhead. 20% of 4,500. What is 20% of 4,500? 900. Selling expenses, units produced, units sold. He's asking you to calculate cost per unit and he's asking you to calculate profit and revenue. Let's do this question because it's quite simple question, so that it will help you to solve illustration. So exercise questions, 2 exercise questions are there. They'll help us to solve them. So let's make the cost sheet. Particulars and amount. Raw material consumed is directly given. Raw material consumed, which is equals to 15,000. Okay. Direct labor is 9,000. Direct labor is 9,000. So you get something called as PC, prime cost, which is 24,000. For this, add factory overheads. How did you get this factory overheads? 900 hours into 5 per hour, which is 4,500. You get works cost 28,500. Now, administration overhead is 20% of works cost. I intentionally made this mistake, my dear friends, so that in examination you won't do this. He's saying 20% of works cost. He did not say 20% of factory overhead. In the examination, when we have conducted, many students have done this mistake. And even now also, when I said, nobody said me, sir, it is 20% of works cost. Even you useless people have done the same mistake. He's saying 20% of works cost. What is the works cost here? 28,500. So admin will be 20% of 28,500, which is 5,700. This mistake you're not supposed to do in the examination. Okay, mark a point there. Keep a star mark there. You will get cost of production, which is 34,200. Nowhere in the question opening stock of finished goods or closing stock of finished goods or such type of information is given. So I can say this itself will be COGS since no other information is given. Okay. Divided by number of units produced. How many units you produced? 17,100 units you produced. So you will get cost per unit. Cost per unit, that is cost of producing one unit. How much? 2 per unit. Okay. Next. Units sold is 4 per unit itself. Units sold is 4 per unit. What is selling price? Selling price is 4 per unit. From selling price, I will remove cost of production, which is 2 per unit. And later, one more expenses is also there. That is selling expenses. That is 0.5 per unit. Selling expense 0.5 per unit. So selling price minus cost of production minus the selling expenses, you will be left with profit. This 4 minus 2.5, 1.5 per unit. Okay, so what all he's asking, my dear friends? Cost per unit is asking and profit per unit is asking, and we have successfully computed the both things, cost per unit as well as profit per unit. Quite easy thing, quite easy question. So first, using this, first in the left hand side I computed cost, right hand side I computed profit. Illustration question this is. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes time. It is exactly same the way I solved the question just now. Try it by yourself. So earlier question, I hope everybody got the answer. 44 per unit, 4.5 per unit, profit 16,200. Right? Now, this question. Raw material is given. Fine. Productive wages, unproductive wages is saying. Okay. Productive wages and unproductive wages is saying. 1 minute. First, raw material, productive wages. These both things form part of prime cost. Next, unproductive wages, factory rent, factory lighting, factory heating, moting power, haulage, all these things, director's fees, works. So till here, all the things are supposed to be form part of factory overheads. Next, director fees office. Director fees office is same. So it will form part of admin overheads. Next, factory cleaning. Factory cleaning is again your factory overheads. Office expenses is your admin overhead. Estimating expenses and factory stationery. Again, since they are incurred in factory itself, these both expenses are factory overheads. Office stationery, of course, admin overheads. Loose tools written off. Loose tools will be there in the factory, so factory overheads. Next, rent and taxes. Rent and taxes you have incurred for office, right? So admin overhead. Next, water supply for works, so factory overhead. Factory insurance, so factory overhead. Office insurance, so admin overhead. Legal expenses, administration department will take care. Rent of warehouse. Warehouse, what you will keep in warehouse? Go down
Stock.
is different, warehouse is different. Go down is where raw material will get kept. Warehouse is where finished goods will be kept.
Finished goods.
Yes, yes, perfect. Selling and distribution overhead. Next, depreciation of plant and machinery, factory overhead, office building, admin overhead, delivery vans, selling and distribution. Will you consider bad debts, my dear friends? Will you consider bad debts? Just now we have
No, sir.
discussed that bad debts will not be considered.
No,
Not
sir.
bad debts. Advertisement, selling and distribution, salary, selling and distribution, admin, selling and distribution, bank charges, admin overhead, commission on sales, selling and distribution. From the following particulars, prepare a cost sheet showing the total cost per ton for the period ending 31st December 2015. Okay, that's it. Chalo, let's go ahead and let's try to calculate the total cost. Okay, so
Sir,
yes, yes.
sir, what is meant by estimating expenses?
They are estimating the overheads cost. So for that, you require a
Okay.
professional. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Overheads will be estimated. They will be not taken as actual. Okay. So this estimation part, how will you do? That's a full chapter is dedicated for you in CMA Inter. There you will study. It's just a basic what you have. Okay. Very big topic, estimating overhead expenses.
Okay,
Next.
sir.
Yeah. Let's solve this sum. Cost sheet. Particulars. Let me write two amount columns. Amount column 1, amount column 2. Make sure you will take all the expenses. Don't forget even a single expenses. First one is raw material. Raw material is somewhere around 33,000. Next we have productive wages, which is around 38,000. So you get something
71.
called as prime cost, which is 71,000. Right? Now for this, let us add factory overheads. Add factory overheads. You have a very huge list of factory overheads. So let's go ahead and let's write the entire list. First is unproductive wages. Unproductive wages, which is around 10,500. Next, we have factory rent, which is around 7,500. Next, we have factory lighting, 2,200. Factory lighting, 2,200. Next, factory heating, 1,500. Factory heating, 1,500. Next, we have motive power, 4,400. Motive power, 4,400. Next, we have haulage, 3,000. Next, director fees works, 1,000. Fees works, which is somewhere around 1,000. Next, office director wages will not come. Factory cleaning, which is somewhere around 500. Next, sundry office expense will not come. Estimating expenses, 800. 800. Next, factory stationery 750. Next, loose tools. Office stationery will not come. Loose tools, Cheso. Still, what we have, rent and taxes of office will not
Insurance.
come. Water supply, insurance is there in the left side.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right
1100.
side we have. We don't have left side, we have right side. Water supply. Water supply for works 1200. Next we have factory insurance. Which is somewhere around 1100. Next, office insurance, it's admin, legal expense admin, rent of warehouse selling and distribution, plant and machinery depreciation. Depreciation on P&M. Oh, so many expenses. 2000. Next, office building, delivery vans, bad debts, advertising, sales department salary, upkeep, bank charges, commission on sales. Wow, that's it. No other expenses. Let's add them. I hope you added them.
1,08,050, sir.
Okay, but however, let me once confirm. Or else others, any other person can confirm. Any other person can confirm, or I'll only confirm. 37,050 rupees, right? You got the same things, 37050 factory overhead. I got the same thing. I got 37050. 37050. So 1,08,050.
8,000.
Yes, perfect. So factory cost 1,08,050. For this, we will add administration cost to get cost of production. Add admin cost. Now let's go ahead and let's try to track the administration expenses now. Let's catch them. What are all the admin expenses we have? Unproductive wages,
Direct.
factory rent, factory lighting, factory heating, motive power, haulage, director fee office. Director fees, office. How much we have? 2,000. Next, factory cleaning is done. Sundry office expense 200. Sundry office expense 200. Estimating expense, factory stationery, office stationery 900. Office stationery 900. Next, rent and taxes 500. Rent and taxes 500. Next, water supply is done, factory insurance is done, office insurance 500. Office insurance 500. Wow. Legal expenses 400. Legal expenses 400. Next, rent of warehouse will not come. Depreciation on plant and building is complete. Depreciation of office building. Depre of office building. Depreciation of office building is somewhere around 1,000. Next, bad debts, advertising, sales, upkeep, bank charges, 50 rupaya. Bank charges, 50 rupees. So that's it, right? Come on, anybody added them? Or I should only add it?
5,550.
Okay, let me
Yes,
check.
sir.
Same
5,550.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Even I got the same thing. 5,550. 5,550. So since you don't have other expenses like no other expenses, sorry, no opening stocks or closing stocks, this amount will be alone cost of production as well as COGS. This will be cost of production and this will be cost of goods sold. 1,08,000.
1,13,600.
1,13,600. One last expense is there. Let's add it patiently. Add admin expenses. Sorry, admin is done. Selling and distribution expenses. Selling and distribution expenses. Last expense. On the left hand side, no selling expense is there. Right hand side, we have rent of warehouse 300. Rent of warehouse, which is 300. Next, depreciation of P&M or yes, delivery vans. Depre on delivery vans. Which is 200. Next, bad debts,
Advertising.
100. Bad debts will you consider? No, you won't consider bad debts. Nonsense. Advertisement 300. Yes, you're perfect. Advertisement 300. Next, selling department salary 1,500.
Delivery vans again.
Yeah. No, this is depreciation. That is upkeep of delivery vans. Both are different. Selling department salary, which is 1,500. Next, delivery vans upkeep. That is maintenance charges. Upkeep means 700. Next, bank charges is not required. Commission on sales 1,500. I need to add them here, not there. How much is total?
4,500.
4,500. Perfect. So total cost 1,13,600 plus 4,500, which is 1,18,100. That's it. Divided by number of tons. How many tons are there? 14,775. Last line he gave, which is 7.9999. That is 8 per ton. Approximately 8 per ton. Quite good question, my dear friends. So many expenses are given. So we try to cover all the expenses. Okay, so that's it with respect to our cost sheet. Is it clear, everybody? Cost sheet?
Yes.
Yeah. So once just try to practice all the questions of cost sheet. Okay, so now we have classification of cost. After classification of cost, we have costing. What is that called as? Methods of costing, cost units, cost center, difference between financial accounting and cost accounting, and difference between financial accounting and management accounting. So we have total 6 topics pending for us. Okay. If we complete these 6 topics, that's it. Our costing will be done. Okay. Now, in 10 minutes, I'll just summarize the difference between cost accounting and financial accounting. Classification, I'll start it tomorrow, not an issue. After classification, I'll take up the next one, that is difference between cost accounting and management accounting. See this part, why cost accounting is important. I have written there something, I have underlined something. Why cost accounting is important. It is in your page number 234. It is in page number 234. I have underlined something. Just let us read that point once. Where financial accounts limits its activity in determining the financial results of trading during the given period of time and stating the financial position at the closing date of period, cost accounting take the responsibility to generate the amount information for controlling operations with a view to maximize efficiency and hence profit. Now, in financial accounting, what happens? Financial accounting is something which is done at the end of the year, and cost accounting is something which is done throughout the year. Now, financial accounting, during the period, you might not have any records to check the profit of the company. You will know the profit of the company in financial accounts only at the end of the period. But costing, it is not the situation, my dear friends. You have learned a cost sheet, right, just now? Always remember, costing begins with a cost sheet, costing ends with a cost sheet. In costing, you won't do anything. In costing, you do only one thing, that is cost sheet. In financial accounting, you won't do anything. You do only three things: P&L account, balance sheet, cash flow statement. Your entire accounts will finally lead you to three things: P&L account, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. The same way in costing, you won't do anything. You do only one thing, cost sheet. Throughout your life in costing, you do cost sheet only. Okay, so costing starts with the cost sheet, costing ends with the cost sheet. At the beginning of the period, you will prepare one estimated cost sheet. In financial accounts, you won't prepare anything like this. That is called as budgeted cost sheet. At the end of the period, you prepare something called as actual cost sheet. This budgeted cost sheet you will be going on revising every day, which is called as standard cost sheet. Okay, so information in costing will be there throughout the period. So anytime you can go and check your costing information, but financial accounts information will be available only at the end of the period. Okay, you might have seen many accountants being busy at the end of March or at the end of September, but costing it's not like that. Those people will be busy throughout the year. Okay, next. So financial accounts, they just confine themselves to three things: financial statements being P&L, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. Okay, and they are based on historical approach. But costing, it is not the situation. They are based on estimated approach. They are based on futuristic approach. First, you will prepare an estimated cost sheet, also called as budgeted cost sheet. Every time you will revise this cost sheet called a standard cost sheet. At the end, you will prepare actual cost sheet. Okay, later you will compare the standard cost sheet and actual cost sheet, and you will do the variance analysis. Its costing is something which is used for cost control. See, in P&L statement, there is no specific way of writing entries, right? You can write rent anywhere, you can write things anywhere. But in cost sheet, that is not the situation, my dear friends. A special place is dedicated to all the items. You are supposed to use those special places to write the things. Okay. Now let's try to discuss the difference between costing and financial accounting. First, purpose. Just try to understand only what I have underlined. So just try to underline this in your book so that it will help you to revise before examination. Okay. Now first, purpose. What is the purpose? Here, purpose is to find profit and loss. That's it. Here, purpose is proper planning, operation, control, and decision making. When you come to your CMA Inter, you learn something called as control accounts. Here you are preparing ledger accounts, right? There you will prepare cost control accounts, which will help you to control costing. Okay. So in financial accounting, the only purpose is to find the profit. But in cost accounting, there are many other purposes. Next, form of accounts. Here it is governed by Companies Act and Income Tax Act. Okay. Here recently new Companies Act has came, right? They made cost accounting standards mandatory. Cost accounting standards, I guess if it crosses beyond 50 crores, it is mandatory to maintain cost accounting standards and cost records. Next, recording. It classifies as records and analyzes the transactions in subjective manner according to the nature of expenses, like real account, nominal account, personal account. Here, as a way they have incurred, like factory, admin, selling. Next, control. There is no control aspect here. There is only recording aspect. Here, emphasis is more on control aspect. We prepare standard costing, budgetary control. All these are special dedicated chapters, my dear friends. Okay. I'll explain what is standard costing and budgetary control. I'll explain in few statements, not now, but in tomorrow's session when we are discussing the methods and techniques of costing. Then I'll try to explain you what is standard and budget. Periodicity generally happens at the end of the year. Okay, it happens at the end of the year. Cost reports to management as and when required. That is, throughout the year you have to maintain cost reports. Whenever the management asks, you have to go and submit it. Next, analysis of profit. They disclose only net profit or loss as a whole. They provide profit or loss for each product, job, and service. Next, reporting of cost. It is reported in aggregate. That is, total you will represent. Total you will report. Like in P&L account, you won't show any bifurcation, right? Total you will be reporting. Total, either you will report net profit or net loss. But here you will bifurcate into various parts, like factory cost, works cost, all these things. Nature of transaction, commercial transactions and business transactions are included. Here only those transactions which enter into production. Like there are many transactions, said you write pure financial transactions will be ignored, like dividend, income tax, all those things. But here you will consider all those things. Information, only monetary information is considered. Here non-monetary information is also considered, like notional expenses. Like you have in your partnership accounts, or you don't have partnership accounts, right? In your sole proprietorship accounts, when that person is maintained, when the person has his own, when he uses his own premises as business, did he writes in his final accounts as rent? Nowhere he will write in his final accounts as rent. That is nonsense concept. Nowhere in final accounts he'll write rent charged on my own premises. But in costing you will write that. That's a main beautiful thing in costing. Here they deal with actual figures only. Here we deal with estimates also. So many estimates will be there in costing. Now in your foundation, you don't have any estimated costing. Interfull you will have estimations only. Reference, here reference is made to company law or these things. Here no such reference is there. As I said, there is no format of cost sheet. Relative efficiency, they don't provide efficiency of workers, all those things. They just say profit, they just say loss. Here workers efficiency will be given. We calculate efficiency ratios, all those things. Next, stock valuation, valued at cost or market price, whichever is lower. Here valued at cost. In costing we won't consider market price. As I said you, we will never touch the selling price. We will touch only one thing, and that is cost. Next, types of science. This point we didn't discuss. The costing is normative science or descriptive science. So basically, this is all the difference between financial accounting and cost accounting. Just have a glance on the points what I've underlined. That's more than enough for the examination perspective. Since it's an MCQ examination, you need not mug up the difference between financial accounting and cost accounting, right? So that's it for the day, friends. Tomorrow
Sir?
we'll, yes, Rishita.
So once again, you show this second problem, sir. Exercise second problem. Actually, I missed something.
I'll send the notes to you, no issue. In your group, I'll share the answers. However, once you
Okay,
can
sir.
see, no issue. If you want, you can see, not a
Thank you,
problem
sir.
issue. Yeah. Double tap on that, it will get zoomed. Those who want to write, they can write. Rest out, they can leave. Double tap on this, it will be zoomed. Else I'll share it, not an issue. Okay. So that's it. Rest out things. We'll see in tomorrow's session.